What is up, beautiful Bear family? Welcome to another episode of Bellcast. I'm Gio, and I'm sitting next to
Bart,
my beautiful husband,
oh.
Bart. I know I never do that.
I'm taking that back.
But before we start the regularly scheduled podcast, I do want to make a couple announcements. The first one is the obvious one. If you're watching us on YouTube, we have switched sides. Oh no, what is happening? No, honestly, I just needed a change because every time I'm on that side and Bart's talking, like I'm always looking to the left. And I just was like, damn, my neck needs a break. So now I just want to stare to the right.
It actually feels weird now that I'm looking to you to the left.
Yeah. What side of your neck is tighter? Because I know your neck's really tight.
I don't know. They're both tight.
Okay. The second one, on a more serious note, we are very aware of what's happening just to the world right now with the unfortunate events of George Floyd and the whole Black Lives Matters movement that we are both so for. And if you followed us on our Instagrams and stuff, you'd hear how vocal we've been. And we've really been taking this week to really just try to learn and listen and understand. And I, for sure, have been doing so much research on just the Black Lives Matter movement and just what's been happening to the history with, you know, our Black community, our Black brothers and sisters. So I didn't want this podcast to be centered around that because I feel like there's so many Black content creators out there trying to put their message out there. And I wanted to be one of the last people to crowd the space, if you will. Well, we, not just I, we wanted to be people that were like turning down the noise to allow, you know, our Black brothers and sisters and that whole community to really amplify and put their message out there. So,
and also I think since we just don't know as much,
yeah.
I think a lot of us are still in the process of learning. And there's a lot of people that have been recommending books, things to read, things to watch. So I think talking about something when you're misinformed can just muddy up the message. So that's not something we want to do.
Yeah, if anything, I'm here to listen and learn. So that's why we won't be speaking about it anytime soon, because like we want to really just take it all in right now that we can. We'll continue to grow and learn in that space, and hopefully one day we'll be educated enough to give our 2 cents on the matter, even though I don't think our 2 cents ever really matter on the matter. So if you were here to listen to that, sorry, I just suggest you look up people that are actually authorities in the space and really give them the floor. But for now, those are my 2 announcements. So I want to just kind of move it into something a little bit more lighthearted. Because like I said, I know it's been kind of a heavy week. So we just want to come here to just kind of relieve some of that like heaviness and heartache that I know I've been feeling.
It's been a heavy, like 3 months.
Yeah. I mean, not as heavy as this week though. This week for me, I've had like really bad sleep. I haven't been eating the same. I've just been glued to my phone, to the computer, just trying to really take in as much information as I possibly could. So with that, I would just like to transition to something a little bit more lighthearted. And the interesting thing about all this is that before this happened, we were like literally on, like the world had just frozen. Because there's, you know, coronavirus, we're all on lockdown. And like this week just kind of seemed to erase all of that. But that's still the reality. You know, we're still in lockdown. We're still like doing this podcast from our guest bedroom. So I guess to that note, what have you kind of learned just being in lockdown?
So one of the biggest things I've learned, and I guess some people would even consider it life-changing, is that I found out I had eczema, which is insane because I've never had eczema my whole life. So when I went to the dermatologist and he was like, "Oh, you have eczema." And I'm like, "But I never had it as a kid." And he goes, I don't know why this guy was kind of like mean, but he was like, if you have eczema, you've always had it.
What do you mean he's kind of like you? Like the way he speaks?
No, he's kind of mean.
Oh, mean.
Yeah.
Is he old?
No, he doesn't look that old.
Oh.
But he was just talking to me like I was dumb the whole time.
Damn. That's not a nice guy. What the hell's up with that?
I don't know, but that made me go, I think I want to see another dermatologist, because if I have to keep coming back to this fool and every time I come back,
you're going to feel guilty.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, you feel guilty for not knowing that you've had something your whole fucking life, but it never surfaced. Like you've never had any sign of it at all?
No, I always I always see a lot of Asians with it, and I thought I had it. And not just Asians, there's a lot of people that have it, but I guess growing up in more Asian circles, I see a lot of people with it. And because Joe and Casey had it, and then I was like, oh man, I can't relate to them. I wish I had it too. Because
you said I wish I had it.
Yeah, because they're always talking about their eczema problems, and it was like, I scratch here, I scratch there, and then and then I'm like,
you're ridiculous.
I wish I had it, but then I guess I have it now. So
wish come true, motherfucker.
I know. So what's crazy is, so recently I've been looking at my palms and my feet, and I have like these a billion like little tiny blisters. Imagine like the skin of a strawberry. That's almost what it looks like. A ton of blisters everywhere, and you get needles and you go, and it's like all over my hands and feet. And I'm like, ugh, what the hell is this? And it's really, really itchy. And I've been scratching away for weeks.
They look like little blisters, like very small, like needle-sized blisters underneath a layer of his skin. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to like really picture what it looked like, and I'm like, nah, strawberry ain't doing it justice.
Maybe I was trying to make myself sound delicious.
I don't know. Strawberries on the outside are not very appetizing. If you stare, like I can't stare at a strawberry for too long because then I can't eat it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it looks like my hand.
No, it doesn't. It has a bunch of pores, and then out of these pores,
like my hand. It's like a ton of little holes. You see that?
No, it's not, because they're filled with water, your holes.
Oh,
so it's on the opposite.
Why'd you turn into Yoda? It's filled with water, your holes.
I don't know. But like the strawberry is the opposite, you know, like it has its, you know,
has a seed, has a little seed on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know it's a seed, but now I guess I do know it's a seed. But then it has like these little hairs that stick out of it.
Oh.
Yeah. So then I'm just like, if I stare at it too long, I ain't eating that shit.
Oh, fine.
Anyway, so
anyways, I have all these little blisters and really itchy. And I thought I was going to go away, and they didn't really go away. And then I'm like, damn it, what can cause this? You know, like what like lifestyle change have I had? And
he just said you're getting old.
Well, kind of. So I was like, damn, what are the lifestyle changes? And, you know, like I try to use my scientific brain to think about things, which I hate doing. I hate trying to diagnose myself.
What scientific brain? The one that wants to grab a hard dick? That one? Or is it a different brain?
That one's the scientific curious brain.
Oh, okay. This is the science.
This is the science brain, because that's my major in college, which is science.
So not the one.
And I was also pre-med, so I kind of understand a very small form of how things get diagnosed.
So yesterday it was really CUNY. We had a very beautiful day yesterday, and like he was talking to me about some scientific medical stuff, and I thought it was really CUNY. What was it, the thing that you told me, and you sounded really smart, and then I asked you, like, I'm like, oh, so what does that mean? And then you're like, I don't know.
Oh, we were talking about I think we're talking about skin, because this is so recent. I think it was like just happened this week. I went to a dermatologist this week. And then I was talking about something about, we're talking about like regenerative.
Right.
Like how your skin's regenerative. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, that is really cool. But unlike like lizards, we don't have regenerative limbs, and we also don't have regenerative organs. And then I was like, oh yeah, skin's an organ. And she's like, oh wow, really? Why skin an organ? I'm like, I don't know.
But I was like, wow, you're so smart, babe. I'm like, why is this? Like, what? How can you tell it's an organ? And you're like, I don't know.
I mean, I was pre-med and I didn't do the med part.
Yeah. If you would have,
so I did half of it.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay.
So everything that about science, I'm only half smart.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so I got, I started looking it up, and it's called like dishihydrosis. So if you want to see what it actually looks like, and you can see really extreme forms of it, go on Google Images, look up dishihydrosis.
Don't go to Google Images. Google Images gives you the worst case scenario pictures.
Yeah, so mine's a more mild form of that.
Don't do it. It's disgusting. In anything.
And I'm like, dishihydrosis, how the hell did I get this? And then I was reading, and then there's like people say it could be something you've been taking. And then it could also be chemicals you're exposed to, like nickel and cobalt. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, I thought you were going to say what the hell is cobalt. Because I'm like, what the hell is cobalt?
Everyone knows what cobalt is.
Fuck.
So
he doesn't know what it is.
So I went to the doctor, and that's what I told them. I'm like, hey, like recently I have been swimming way more than I ever have been. So it could be a chemical thing, but we also have a saltwater pool, so it is way more mild. Or I started taking this creatine supplement because I'm really trying to get strong. Is it creatine? Because I hope it's not creatine, because then there goes my gains. I'm really trying to get strong right now.
What a meathead.
And or is it just like, do I have nickel and cobalt around my house? Like, what the hell is going on?
What the fuck is cobalt?
I don't know, but it is like a blue like stone, blue gemstone thing. I don't know.
Okay, I gotta look that up.
So
I'm looking it up right now.
he was like, I think it's probably your pool. And I'm like, what?
No, you love
I'm like,
it.
impossible. Because I used to swim competitively in junior high. And in junior high, I swam twice a day, like 2 hours in the morning at like 6, 7 a.m. and then 2 hours in the afternoon because that's just how swim practice was. And I never, ever had any types of eczema from that. And so that's why I'm like, I don't think I have eczema. And he goes, well, this is when he was correcting me. He was like, well, if you have eczema now, you've always had it. And what happens is
so mean.
Your skin changes over time. So like, you know how when you look at your grandparents' skin, how it's all like thin and scaly looking, and then like you pull it up and it just kind of stays there. It loses its elasticity.
Yeah.
Your skin quality, it just changes over time. So it could be that when you're a child, you had eczema, but because of how your skin was naturally moisturized or how it naturally was, it was able to not show the eczema symptoms. But now, because your skin has changed and you haven't continued the moisturization, that's why the eczema is being brought out. And I'm like, oh, shoot, that makes sense. And I'm like, well, what about the whole creatine? Like, what about that hypothesis? And he goes, I don't think that's it, because if you ingest something and you do have an allergic reaction, more than likely it's going to be exhibited across your entire body, like on your face. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's true. Because when I drink alcohol, it's not just my face that gets red, my whole body gets red.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So it's the pool. But he says that it's possible to still go swimming. It's just right now he wants me to stay out of it. And he gave me this moisturizer he wants me to put on 4 times a day. And also this ointment to make the dishydrosis eczema calm down, which is, it's been helping. I've been putting it on for 2 days now. And I don't scratch nearly as much because it's so itchy to the point that when I scratch my feet, it feels almost better than jacking off.
Wow. By how much? Give me out of 5 stars.
Maybe like 5 cum droplets better.
But I said stars. I don't even know your rating system.
Well, because in the masturbation world, they rate them by how many cum droplets is it? Is it like a 3 cum droplet?
What's a jack off cum droplet then?
It's just like 5 stars, but just in their own world.
So then it's the equivalent to jacking off.
Oh, no. In jacking off, it's like 3
what the fuck is going on right now?
3 cum droplets. 3 cum droplets is jacking off. This one was like 5.
So it's way better.
It's way better.
You said almost.
Well, because also you can't have 2 dicks.
What the fuck is going on right now?
You can't have 2 dicks, right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure someone out there has 2 dicks.
Well, I don't have 2 dicks. So I can't feel double the pleasure, but I have 2 feet. And I've double scratched my feet and it feels
that's why
really
it's 5.
good. Yeah.
So one's like 2.5, the other one's 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So if you only had the eczema on one side of your foot, you'd only have 2.5 cum droplets.
Yeah, so then it'd be a little bit less than jacking off.
Fine.
But since I have 2 feet and 2 hands and I can use both hands to scratch each other, I can experience a level 5 cum droplet like feeling.
Fuck. I've never used I guess female cum to rate anything. Because like
not? That's pretty close-minded, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because like a female a female orgasm is like a million times better than a guy orgasm. Just what
How do you know that?
I knew you were gonna ask me that, you son of a bitch. Just my observations. You know what I mean? Like if you watch porno, you see it and the guy's like, oh, that's it. But then the girl, she's like, oh, and like she goes cross-eyed and like she's been trying this whole film. She's been trying to look so attractive and seductive, and like she's really trying to turn your ass on. But then as soon as she comes, she just like loses all like senses and like she doesn't look cute anymore. Like her eyes are crossed, her toes are like all crossed, and she just looks like she's just like possessed for a little bit.
Can you show me the difference again? Just the sound. So what does a guy sound like when he comes?
Oh.
So why is there a snort?
I don't know, because I feel like you're making fun of me.
No, I just want to hear it again. And then what's the female version when she was coming?
She's falling off a cliff.
You changed it.
I don't know. You put me on the spot.
Because the other one sounded like the Wonder Woman song. I was like,
That's not Wonder Woman.
Isn't that her song?
That's fucking Led Zeppelin. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, say that line then. Say that thing again. Dun, 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 dun. You see?
But isn't that the Wonder Woman song?
Well, the Wonder Woman one I think is I don't know. You fucked me up.
You literally saying what I said. You're like, no.
I did. I did. Anyway, that's not the fucking topic at hand right now. Honestly, so I have a little. I have a little sister, and she was literally, from what I know at least, she's the only one that had eczema. But so the one that Casey has and the one that Joe has is similar to the one that my little sister has.
Yeah.
And hers is like a dry patch of skin on top of the skin. Yours is like underneath a couple layers of your skin, and they're little bubbles.
Mine will eventually get there. Oh, so I was looking at pictures.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, so what I was looking at pictures, what ends up happening is you might see it now a little, not come too moisturized, but what ends up happening is the blisters form, right? And when there's like these little water bubbles, they're not going to stay there. So they eventually come out. So as they come out, my skin starts, when they reach the surface, my skin flakes and it turns flaky at that point. So like you'll see like it's extremely moisturized now, but then if I wasn't so moisturized, you'll see like parts of it where it's just starting to flake off and it looks like a dry piece of like skin on top of my skin.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to pause you real quick because I do want to introduce our first sponsor.
This episode of Bart and Gio podcast, aka Bailcast, is brought to you by Manscaped. And they have a new product. So new Manscaped product alert. Do you know what it is?
It's called the Mohawk.
Nope. So I've already used it, and it's called the Weed Whacker.
Oh, I like it.
And this is sick because for me, I get my nose hairs that get really long, right? And so I end up having to pluck them, and half the times it takes.
Can you please show people how you pluck it? Because it looks ridiculous.
I've shown people?
No, can you? Okay, I'll show them real quick. He'll open up his nostril with one of his fingers, then he jams his thumb in there so that he could feel for so he could feel for that long nose hair. And he's doing this. It doesn't matter where he's at. He could be in public. He could be in the workspace. He's doing it because he keeps sneezing over it.
Yeah, because I look at people and I'm like, why are you looking at me?
Yeah, you're like, mind your own business. So then he does it and then he pulls it out, but he goes like this, like he's trying to like, I don't know what how to say it, but then he like just yanks it out. So I'm so happy that this product works for you, baby.
Yeah. So, and this is awesome too, because if you regularly trim your nose and your ear hairs, you're not going to get to a point where you have this one extra long hair that's tickling all up on your nose, which is the problem that I get because sometimes I start sneezing all day and I don't even like go on for 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, oh man, the allergies are going crazy around here. So I'll even take allergy medicine. And then I'm like, wait, what? Why is my allergies not going away? And then come to find out it was just a nose hair the whole time. I'm like, I've been taking all that meds for the damn nose hair. So I'm really glad that they came out with this thing. It has a 9,000 RPM motor powered 360 degree rotary dual blade system. So if you've used any of the Manscaped products, then you know how good it is. I used the other one in the lawnmower and the shower just the other day, and it works really, really good. And right now you get 20% off and free shipping with the code BAIL20 at manscaped.com. That's BEAW20 if you need a nose and ear hair trimmer, and it'll clean you. Like the last thing you want to do is go on a date and have a little straggler.
Oh yeah, we see it.
Out. It looks nasty.
It. Yeah.
That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code BAIL20. That's BAIL20, BEAW20 with free shipping. Get 20% off at manscaped.com.
And we are back. What was I saying? Oh, about just what it looks like. And then you're like, oh yeah, it'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really knew so I'm 6 years older than my little sister and we weren't like really the tightest. So I don't really know what eczema, besides it being dry, patchy skin. That's all I really know. And then sometimes it flakes because I've seen like Casey and he has like an extreme form of it. But is there anything else? It just pops up and it's just itchy.
To be honest, I don't even know because I'm new to it.
Oh, I see.
So like I really like I remember Joe telling me like he can have it on his head and it'll move and then it'll move to his elbows.
Whoa.
So it's like, so I think that's what the doctor was trying to say is that if you have eczema, it's pretty much everywhere. It's just at some parts like maybe your elbow's ashier, so it's coming out of there. You know, so like I mean I don't really know. This is literally like my first 2 days with eczema. And well, not my first 2 days. It's my like, first 2 days with medication, but the last 3 weeks it's just been itchy like crazy because of all the blisters.
That sucks.
So like when I'm like walking around on the sidewalk, I try to like drag my feet because it feels good, because it feels like I'm scratching it.
He means not the sidewalk. He means concrete in our backyard. He's not a dude that just walks around barefoot in public. That's what you mean, right? The backyard? Or you mean the sidewalk? Like,
or anywhere that there's concrete.
There's concrete?
Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just feel really bad because I would just see my little sister and my mom would always have to put. We didn't really like buy into the American medication.
So you
too
guys
much.
never took her to the dermatologist?
That's not what I was saying.
Oh.
I mean, obviously she went to the dermatologist so that they can diagnose her so that she can get medication.
Yeah.
But then my mom found the equivalent of that in Mexico. So then we would just go to what? Mexican medicine is not bad.
Everyone knows the Mexican version of anything is a little bit worse.
No, it's not. It's the best. What are you talking about? Okay, it's not the best. But it's cheaper and it's
a little
essentially
bit worse.
The same thing.
Some of them
are better. Hey, I grew up on nothing but Mexican medicine. My mom would make frequent trips, not frequent, but like every few months or so, they'd go to TJ, stock up on medicine, and then they'd come back. And that right there is why my immunity is dope.
What do you guys take? Like Tylenito?
You're stupid. No, but like all of that, like just the medication was just way cheaper. And it, like I said, it's essentially the same shit.
Or it's just essentially freaking straight up bottles of placebo. And then your immunity had to get stronger. Well, there's nothing in there.
Who's the one that's fucking laughing now? Huh?
You're laughing at me with my eczema?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm picking on you for being lesser than. No, of course I'm not laughing at you. But dude, like when we would go, and you'd go to the pharmacy. And
you guys literally cross the border just to get medicine?
Dude, we would literally cross the border just so my dad could get a haircut. Yes.
Oh yeah, he did that. Like
yes,
up until the modern days.
For years.
How come he never just wanted to find a barber out
I don't know. I think my dad's pretty extroverted. Or maybe he's super introverted and he only has his like small circle of friends.
Yeah.
So he's really loyal to his friends and his family. So like I think he would just go to connect with his homies out there.
Oh, like it's just an excuse to see him.
Yeah, because he would go out there and then he would make like a fishing trip out of it. Oh. Yeah, and then that's when I would go with him from time to time, and then we would just go fishing. Like he'd go get a haircut and then we go fishing.
Because sometimes he goes like same day. I'm like,
and then he comes back.
I'm like, he's driving past San Diego just to see the homies.
Yeah, we don't really stay there.
And then and he cuts it and he comes back and I'm like, wow, he's really. And they do a good job with his hair. His hair was also beautiful too. It's like all white. And he slicked it back like a mafia member.
Beautiful hair. And it was thinning, but like the way he would like his head shape to like how the volume in his hair was dope.
He looked like a boss.
R.I.P.
He looked like a boss.
Yeah, he did. He looked really good. So yeah, that we like TJ to us wasn't foreign. Like
because it just sounds funny that you would get medications there because from the fitness community, people go to Mexico to get steroids, to get the Mexican supplements.
Well, I mean,
and then when we were in Tulum and we walk by like just a little general store,
they have fucking
and I'm like
ads.
Just straight up like D-ball, Anavar. I'm just like, can I get a little bit of contact solution with 500 milligrams of testosterone, please?
Wait, why did we go? What did we go that we needed to buy?
Probably bug spray or something.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah, I'm like, and then there's like Viagra and like Cialis, and I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. They're just straight up. It's like, this is how a Mexican pharmacy is. Take what you know about an American pharmacy. No, take what you know about American pharmacy, right? So American pharmacy, you have over-the-counter drugs in the front. So if I were to build a Mexican pharmacy in America, I would literally go to a CVS and burn everything that's in the front. That stuff doesn't even exist. And then wherever there's metal bars and gates, I take that stuff out.
And you put it on the counter.
And wherever where you sell chapstick and bubble gum, I put Viagra there. And then I take the craziest steroids and I put that where the hand sanitizer is.
Hey, they know what the people want. So they just make it easier for you.
How come there's not more buff Mexicans then?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
There are a lot of buff Mexicans. What are you talking about?
How come I don't see that many of them that look like bodybuilders?
Yeah, you do.
Walking around?
I mean, how many people do you see walking around that are bodybuilders?
Well, when I was in Tulum or Mexico, I didn't see that many like Mexican looking bodybuilders.
Yeah, because we stayed in like this fucking foofy part of it.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of like white people and like foreign European people.
I kind of did want to take some steroids just to test it out.
You've been wanting to take steroids.
I know, but I also care about my balls.
And you fucking your health. What about your fucking health and your wife and your fucking all of that? And your potential offspring if you have any more kids?
Wouldn't I give it to you good?
No, because aren't you all fucked up and your balls get all tiny?
I think if you abuse it, but I think like there's healthy ways of doing it if you do it under the supervision of el doctor.
But why you want to do it? Oh, because you want to be a meathead and be strong?
I want to be stronger, bigger, maximize my genetics.
Stronger? Why though?
Eat a pizza and have a 6-pack at the same time.
So you want to be lazy?
What? I'm going to work out harder than ever.
Why don't you just work out harder than ever now?
Because my body can't hang.
Damn. I just say you throw that body away. Like your body.
No, most people's bodies can't. Like let's say.
But look at all the lessons you learned.
If you wanted to run a marathon a day, your body would probably fall apart in 5 days. But if you're on the extra sauce.
Why are you advocating this shit?
You could run it.
Everyone that's on the fence right now, don't listen to Bart.
And the more you run, your legs start blowing up and they're all huge
and
juicy.
Yeah, but then this is just such a short-term solution. And like, you're not going to have this body forever.
Yeah.
And it's only aging and your skin's only getting thinner. And like your eyesight's only getting worse, not you specifically, but just in general.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna have like this big ass drop and decline in your health, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck, why didn't I listen to my smart, beautiful wife, Gia?"
Fine.
And I'm gonna be like, "I told you." And then that's another thing I'm gonna hold over your head, so I can just rag on you all day. I'm gonna be ragging on you until we're like 120.
So romantic.
I mean, baby, that's just what we do. You know, I gotta keep you sharp and on your toes. I can't give it to you all at once.
Why?
Because then you're just gonna like expect it, and you're gonna let yourself go. You know what I mean?
If I die at my funeral, you're gonna still rag on me?
For sure, baby. I have to. Especially that's what you would want. You know that's what you would want. You would want a roast at your funeral.
Fine, that's pretty cutie.
I know it's cutie. I know you. Like you're just not. I don't know. We all like deal with shit differently, and like you don't process sad events in a sad way. For you, you're like, oh man, that shit's funny. Like you always find the funny in everything, and that's pretty cutie.
Really? I try to.
So that's why you can't take steroids. What the fuck? Especially you, because I can't take steroids. If I can't do it, you can't do it. If I can do it.
Why do you have to take it?
Because I want to play too.
What?
I want to play Superwoman.
Oh, fine.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to take shit like that. It's hard for me to take shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like
you're like being like I know even when you have a headache, you're so resistant, and then finally, oh, it's been bugging me for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Fine, let me go take some Tylenol or whatever.
It's hard. I just feel like I want my body to figure it out. You know? And then so I rather just either drink more water or get more sun or exercise more or just do different, more like natural remedies. Because I'm like, my body is asking me for something. There's some shit that I'm not doing right.
Yeah. Did you, when you're down in Mexico back in the day, did it feel weird knowing that there's a Mexican pharmacy and an American pharmacy?
Fuck yeah. I always felt like I was smuggling drugs all the time. And then like the
technically
Mexican,
you are.
I mean, but they're legal. I felt like they were, I felt like I was fucking.
I mean, they're legal in Mexico.
I felt like I was El Chapo and shit.
You're literally bringing drugs across the border.
I am, but I just felt like, you know, the fucking intro to Narcos?
Yeah.
That's not El Chapo. Yeah. Like I was like Pablo Escobar and shit. Like smuggling some shit. I always felt scared.
Because your mom wasn't opening up her bags and showing the prescription.
But everyone knows, everyone does that. Like everyone does it. And then what makes it even worse is that I don't know how the Mexican medicine is now because it's been a minute since I've lived with my parents.
Still Mexican.
What does that mean?
No, the Mexican medicine, they're still Mexican.
No, the packaging. So I was talking about the packaging. Because the packaging over here, it's like graphic designers go in on that shit, right? Like there's like green mountains with butterflies on against the purple sky. Like it's
you're talking about like Claritin.
I'm talking about all American medication packaging. Fine. So then like when you go to Mexico, literally it's just the name of the medicine, a white box, and then like it's just like a blue.
It looks like the prescription drugs.
Yeah, it looks like
because the over counter they make it look all nice. Like if there's like a joint medication, it's a grandma going.
Yeah.
But then if you get over a counter drug, even though it's the exact same thing, just a higher concentration, you're not gonna have that.
Yeah,
it's gonna say.
Well, and also it's prescribed for you, so there's like the label.
Yeah.
But this one is like it just has it in blue. Like it's just simple, no marketing. They're not trying to like fucking entice you, which I feel like that's how it should be across the fucking board in the US. But whatever. So it just looks like it's way more legit.
Yeah.
So then it just feels like you're taking an illegal version of the American style of it.
Yeah. Because it could even be something simple like allergy medicine.
It was probably like UTI medication. You know,
why does your mom have UTI?
Every woman gets a UTI.
Really?
Or has had at least one UTI. Yes.
Oh. That runs in her family, huh?
No, I mean, it runs in just the female genetics. What are you talking about? Everyone's body's different. Itchy boy, stop scratching. Talking all this shit. But yeah, I felt like that. You're literally scratching. As you're talking shit to me, you're like, why do you guys get UTIs? So it runs in your family, huh? You're dirty. So it's just funny.
Yeah, because like growing up, I went to 2 pharmacies too. So I went to the American pharmacy and we didn't go to like the Chinese pharmacy in
the Chinese
Taiwan.
Pharmacy is fucking just a bunch of jars.
Yeah, but went to the Chinese, like that kind of pharmacy.
I did too.
Oh, you went to those too?
All the time.
What were you doing over there?
My mom, I don't know. My mom's always like, my mom's really open-minded.
Yeah.
So she's always trying to find alternatives to just American medication.
Yeah.
She just feels like American medication is something to pacify the issue.
Yeah.
So she's not a big like advocate for it. She's always like, wait, let me see what I can do holistically. She just hates going to the hospital.
The way my mom viewed American medication, she viewed it as like very abrasive to your body is the way she viewed it.
Oh.
Almost like the difference between like, let's say you had a wound, taking like salt water, which could still kill some of the germs and drugs versus like 90% alcohol.
Yeah, I think my mom's the same way.
So it was almost like the way she viewed like Tylenol, it's like made in a laboratory and it goes in and then there are a ton of side effects versus just like, can we just rub some like peppermint on the temples?
Yeah.
And then to slowly make it go away. It just seemed like such a extreme way of doing things.
Yeah, that's my mom. My dad, on the other hand, really liked hospitals and all that stuff. Not like he loved it, but he was more like, if he felt a type of way, he's like, I'm going to the hospital immediately. But my mom's more like, well, let's see what's really going on with my body. So I remember we would go to a Chinese herbalist in like Chinatown.
Actually, my parents are like that too. That's crazy, but keep going.
Like what?
Like my mom was so resistant. It would be like the hospital or a straight up Western doctor is the last thing she wants to do. Whereas my dad was like, if he has a flu, let's go get some antibiotics. Let's go to the doctor immediately. Like just cut to the chase, cut this bullshit out.
Yeah.
But my mom's like at home boiling ginger first. And like it takes like 3 or 4 days before she's like, fine.
I know how many of our listeners out there, their mom always uses fucking yerba buena and shit all the time.
What's that?
I think it's mint. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look that up. But like if you have an earache, like we had a plant. Mm-hmm. We even had an aloe plant.
Is it peppermint? The yerba buena?
Oh, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it's like if we had an earache, she'd boil that. Like she even had a bottle of like marijuana leaves. Well, not
what?
Yeah, so I think you put it in like alcohol or something. They never explained it to me. I don't know why.
Straight up
why are Mexicans
smuggling.
like that?
That's straight up smuggling.
No, it wasn't. It didn't have like the THC. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't the kind that you would just want to smoke. It was for like topical,
It's for a topical high.
No, it's not. It's just to like help it. It's like CBD. It's like a version of like a homemade version of CBD before CBD became what it is. Like this is when I was like 9 or 10 or some shit.
Now you've been doing marijuana since you're 9 or 10?
No, that's just we've been using a lot of herbal remedies for that. So yeah, we would go to Chinatown and then like you walk into the shop and it's just walls and walls of like just different
like
drawers. Yeah, and then it just like you walk in there and there's like this thick pungent stench of all of these like herbs and shit. And then they always have like the mannequin.
All these dehydrated herbs. Just sometimes you open a drawer and it's just like this rectangle of like dried fish skin or something.
Yeah, and they have like the oldest equipment too. Like he had a scale, but it looks like it was from like 1920s or something.
It's the most inaccurate shit in the world.
Yeah, it looks fucked up. And then you walk into all of them and it has like the human body and it has like different pressure points and shit so you can get better acquainted.
And there's always a red bandana around the nuts.
Around the what?
Around the nuts.
Red bandana around the nuts.
Yeah, they don't just let the penis hang out.
I mean, it wasn't fucking anatomically correct. It was just like a bar, like a Ken doll. It's like plain down there.
They got the the PC version. Because in all the ones that we go to, there's the guys hanging there with all the pressure points, and you see where the chi flows and like the energy goes there, and then his balls are there.
Maybe I didn't go to an authentic
because
one.
there's actual pressure points on the nuts too. So the points go all the way down to the nuts. And then so they can't be showing that in public. So they have the red bandana around the nuts.
Oh.
But if you needed, they would even do acupuncture on your penis and stuff too, because there are actual points.
That's science.
Like even the tongue. Like there's pressure points on the tongue. So if they needed to, they'll put straight up the needles in your tongue too.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. No, I didn't see that when we went with her. But yes, I wasn't there when they figured out what it is that she needed to take.
Were you ever like, man, this Chinese shit is fucking weird?
I was so curious about it. I didn't think it was weird. I was fascinated.
Were you like, man, this place smells like shit?
Fuck yeah, because it smelled like shit.
Who was she talking to? Because they all speak Chinese in there too.
Well, remember she was a teacher, right? And she was a teacher for LAUST in Montebello. And that at the time was heavy with Japanese American and Chinese American people. So I'm sure just talking, amongst like teachers and just staff and stuff, if she said she had whatever ailments or whatever, they were like, oh, have you tried this?
Oh, so she knows what to get directly in there already.
I don't know. That's what I said. I don't know what the process was. Like I wasn't old enough to really understand that she was meeting this person so that he can like diagnose her. I'm not sure. Or if she already came in with knowing what she wanted.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I feel like he probably told her, like she told him her symptoms and then he like gave her whatever. But I just remember he'd give us a brown plastic bag and put all the shit in there. And he, directed to like, boil it for like put X amount of water, boil it and then drink it. And I remember we would have to open up all the windows, even the door to our house. Because she would boil it and it was like all these herbs and whatever the fuck else he gave her and roots and shit. The water was black.
It's black, yeah. Have you ever seen what goes inside?
I think I refused. Just the smell alone, I'm like, fuck that.
So I've been going to these things since I was a kid, right? And it's like, even this with like Chinese Kung Fu, it's like, it comes hand in hand. So even my old Kung Fu place, in the back, my old Sifu has like a small version of it. So if you got injured or whatever, like that's the go-to thing. Because like if you look at any old Kung Fu movie, like the Kung Fu kind of doctor, like Tai Chi, Kung Fu, it's just an entire holistic experience. So it's like the doctor and the pharmacist and your martial arts master is usually the same person. So I've been going to this since I was a kid a lot. And I've seen two waves of it. The first wave when I was younger, you go to the drawers and you open it up and it's just straight up whole ingredients. Like a straight up seahorse or wasps or big ass roots or some weird shit like that. And this part would be really fascinating because they come and they'll put their hand on your wrist and they're like kind of like gauging like, oh, how's your energy? How's your stomach? And then they can feel your lungs and whatever. And then they get random like cockroaches and shit. And then
not
I'm
cockroaches.
serious. There's like straight up beetles or whatever random things. And this fool has like the most inaccurate scale in the world. That shit whole thing's just fucking swinging around while this fool's like, he's just yelling. And then like, coming from like a Western school, you're used to like grams. And like, I know one paper clip is 1 gram and then like measuring stuff, right? This fool's just taking it, throwing it on there. It's too heavy, takes it off. Oh shit, I gotta split the difference. I literally see this fool put his scale down, grab the wasp, separate the head from the body, and literally split the wasp in half. And then when I'm looking at that, I'm like, what if the vitamins I needed
are in the head
yeah. Or in the ass? Like, how do you know? Like, I'm just like, this fool just like, I just need half a wasp. So he just literally whips it in half when maybe he was supposed to go this way and cut the wasp in half this way. So at least have 1 wing. What if the nutrients are in the wing? I don't know. And I just see this ghetto ass fool making all that. And then they would put it in the molcajete and then they would start
mortar
and they would start smashing it. And then they would put it in these little, at that time, they would put it like in these triangle papers. So every, I guess, serving is 1 triangle. And we go home and we boil it. Maybe that's why I can eat all kinds of nasty shit because my taste buds have been burnt. But it tasted horrible. And I was constantly drinking it. I don't know if it was from my allergies or from my asthma or even for preventative measures or anything. And there's this one period in my life when I started getting glasses in 2nd grade and I was the dumbass at school because of course, I got glasses because there's no way around. There's not an amount of hornets you can eat where you can see better. But my mom still wanted to do it the holistic way. So she took me to get these pressure point little black dot things.
Those. She had those for her diet or some shit.
Yeah, I had it all up on my ears. And then so there's tape on my ears. And this is some strong ass tape will last like weeks. And so like, I guess like 3 times a day, I'm supposed to press it and stimulate it. It'll make my eyesight better. So at recess, I'm just going like this, up and down my ears. And in the beginning, when people first saw me, they would think I was actually cool. They'd be like, oh, damn, you got your ears pierced? And they would look closely and they see all these black dots with tape. And I'm like, nah, it's actually way more lame.
Oh, my mom had like little metal balls, silver balls.
On her ears?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was for like diet purposes or some shit. Or maybe that's what she said, but it could have been for stress. I don't know. But
it maybe it's her ears are bigger than mine. I had like little kid ears. So it's a smaller ball.
Oh. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, like the tea she'd take, it was like black and brown. We're like, what the fuck? My grandma would do it too. Yeah, it was.
And even like the Chinese over-the-counter drugs, like I'm sure a lot of my Asian listeners know, there's this one, it's almost like if you have a cough or if you have like a sore throat, there's like this black, almost licorice tasting, but it's like the consistency of molasses. And this Chinese, so this is the thing that like Chinese things they don't care about graphic design. They don't modernize it. It still looks like it's
it
from
looks
like
dope though.
Like fucking Qing Dynasty thing. And it comes up like this and like and you take it and it really soothes your throat. So that one thing that's cool is they actually, a lot of them did work.
Yeah.
Even the peppermint oil, like a lot of them, like Tiger Balm, a lot of that stuff did actually like really work. And I really liked it.
Dude, we had this one, fuck, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like this, like, think of like an Altoid. And then anytime you had a sore throat, you're supposed to like put it in your mouth. And because like, I don't know how the Mexican medicine is now, but they don't give a fuck about flavor. They just know medicine is medicine. We're not trying to mask it with fucking bubblegum flavor.
No sugar coating.
No honey, nothing. Yeah, it's just straight up the medicine. So then you pop it out because it comes in like a pack that you have to like punch out.
Yeah.
So it comes in that. Excuse me. And yeah, you're supposed to put it on your tongue and then you suck on it, but it's so bitter and disgusting. I'm like, I'd rather have a fucking sore throat. Fuck this shit. But my dad would pop them in like nothing. Cause like I mean, I guess
they work good.
Yeah, and I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed? Because you're supposed to suck on it. Like you can't just bite it and then swallow it because it's supposed to like slowly distribute the medication.
It's bitter like a
pill.
Like a pill bitter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like they're not trying to mask it with like fucking honey flavor or anything. It's just, and I'm like, fuck that, man. Like as a 7-year-old or whatever little ass kid I was, my mom's like, here, take one of these. I'm like, fuck that. I'm just going to stay fucking hurting.
Sore throat's one of the things that I hate the most. One of the symptoms I hate the most.
I get that like almost every day because of you.
Because of me? Why?
Yeah, I've been telling you this. Don't now.
What?
Anytime. So I don't know why it works out this way, but the way we
I try not to put it in that deep.
Oh, I know. It doesn't even come close to the back of my throat. Like not even close. Like I try really hard.
Yeah. But why is it so sore over there?
I think I hit your stomach or like.
Why is it so sore over there? I think I hit
your pelvic, your skin, and then it blocks me from going any deeper. And I really try.
How is it so sore back there?
I even try to close my throat so it could push my throat out more. And
yeah, but why is it so sore back there? What am I hidden?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Why is it so sore back there?
Right. I was about to tell you.
Okay, tell me.
So the way we position our bed is I always end up sleeping right underneath the AC vents. So then you being a hot ass person, not looks, the temperature.
Thank you for the difference. For pointing that out.
That yeah, when you turn the fucking AC on all the time, it's constantly hitting me in the face. But I'm such a deep sleeper.
Why don't we put like a thing that redirects
Remember we used to do that?
Yeah, why
we
don't
used to put fucking pillow. We were so ghetto, dude.
Why don't we do?
We're still pretty ghetto.
They have those clear things that we can install and it'll redirect it so it's not on your face. Why don't we do that?
Oh, because those are loud.
What? They're not loud.
It is loud.
No.
You're also deaf, dude.
Oh.
I mean, it's loud now.
I don't want you to have a sore throat all the time.
Well, I mean, it's been like 13 years, so I think it's all right now.
Oh, so you're used to it?
I mean, yeah, fuck it. Like, if you didn't care then, why do you care now?
I've always cared.
I've told you this for years. I'm like, can we please not turn it on? I don't want to wake up with the sore throat again.
Why don't I just buy that thing so that you don't never have to have it ever again? Because I'm going to be with you for at least another 13 years.
Oh, man.
You're kidding me.
Fine. But yeah, so that's why I get a sore throat all the time. Not because you have a big dick and it hits my throat. Not even close.
I wasn't even talking about that.
You said that.
What
were you talking about?
I'm not going to tell you the secret.
Everyone knows what you're talking about.
I was talking about Mexican supplements.
What are they? Mexican supplements? You don't look like you're on any.
Damn. Damn. That's why I need some. That's why I need some.
Really? Did that get you? I don't think you give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck, no.
I know. That's like trying to go hard to like get some sort of reaction from you, but you don't. You're so hard to roast because you don't give a fuck.
Because people don't know what I like, why I like what I like. And it's so different. So it's like, you know, like a lot of people, when they train and stuff, it is vanity based, right? Like they want to look jacked or whatever. I'm like, obviously I still want to look jacked and stuff, but I really like training because I like training. I really like the training part of it. I like the part where you're in the zone and there's a tough challenge and your breath is heavy and now you have to push through it. So that's the part that I really enjoy about it. And I think that's the reason why I don't think I would ever take steroids like realistically, because my journey to like deadlifting 600, that's more fun than being able to, I hit 600 and I posted on Instagram. Check it out. I deadlifted 600. Like for me, it's, let's say I have deadlifted 600, but like, let's say I never get there. Or let's say,
throw it in there.
Let's say I never get back to 600 again. I'm not going to be like, oh man, I'm stuck at 580 like for a long time. I'm just going to be like, cool. Like that's that part of me. And then there's so many parts of training I like, getting hops, you know, like boxing, running, swimming. Like I just really like the training aspect of it. So I think because of that, I don't really mind.
You don't mind what?
Like because people, they train for the
shit?
Result, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if the people, they roast me for like not being jacked enough or whatever, and I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah, well, I'm just
I actually
talking,
have really fun, just the training part of it.
Yeah, I'm just talking in general. Like anytime I try to clown on you, like you don't care, so it's just funny. It's fun.
Do you think that's weird? Am I supposed to care more or be more sensitive to things?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I mean, you are who you are. So I just think it's just funny because I try to get a reaction out of you. Because you always like, you know what buttons to push for me to like go, hey, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know?
Yeah.
I don't get butt hurt. Like any type of like fun poking that we do like in front of like on camera. Like at the end of it, when we yell cut, not that we're yelling, but like when we say cut, like I don't hold on to it. And then we have to talk about how like you hurt my feelings. Unless you're going in on some serious shit. Then I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah.
Which is usually like 9 out of 10 times.
Is it?
No, just kidding.
Yeah. I think we play around a lot. And I don't know. I think we're cutie.
We're very cutie. Do you like that about me that we play around?
That you don't get butt hurt?
No, that we play around. Do you like that?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's just how I grew up. You know, we just rag on each other and like, yeah, you just poke fun. Like nothing's that serious. So yeah, I like it. I don't like it when I'm trying to be serious and you're still fucking around.
Which I don't do very much anymore.
Yeah, you're really good at that now. Yeah, so I like it. I would prefer that instead of just being like serious all the time. Like, it just weighs on me too much. Yeah, you all right? You're still scratching. All right. So on that note, I think we're gonna close this out. Any last thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Yeah, for me, if you guys made it this far, I want to thank you guys because like I said, and we mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, these are heavy times, but I see a lot of progress and change happening, which is always very hopeful and makes me feel really good. But yeah, I hope you guys feel a little bit better. We're here to serve you guys. We're here to put a smile on your face and hopefully, you know, through our trials and tribulations, you guys can learn from that and see things a little bit differently. But yeah, at the end of the day, we're all cut from the same cloth, man. You know, we're all brothers and sisters. We should all support each other and love each other. Yeah, we love you and we can't wait to share more of our stories with you guys.
And if you guys know any Chinese remedies for eczema, like, I don't know, dried octopus skin, let me know and I'll try it on for size.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.